Did you watch the bare knuckle fight?
I actually did that, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm not a fan, but I did kind of want to see what a world class boxer would do in one of these situations, and I mean, some people think Paulie did a good job.
Some people think he won. I didn't watch it. What do you think?
Honestly, to me, like, that's the knockout game, man. Bare knuckle boxing is a knockout game. That's why it's bare knuckle. That's why it's barely anything's on your hands. So
you don't see it as like a good balance of knockout and sweet science. Like
no, because I don't think that the people judging that really even understand the sweet science. You know what I mean? I think that was like a misunderstanding for Paulie because Paulie was in there boxing, scoring points. You know what I mean? And people want to see a knockout with that. Man. They want to see you busted up. They want to see somebody get knocked down. This would never be a technical sport. That's why it's bare knuckle. It's brutal. It's about brutality.
You're taking away something.
This is
discipline.
The best thing that can happen is a knockout in this thing, and that's what I believe most of their fans are really looking for. You know, but like overall, it's just. I mean, like before it even happened, and I was wondering, you know, how would a boxer even fare knowing that he can't really throw at full capacity because he would break his hand?
Intensity too, right?
Paulie broke his hand. You know what I'm saying? His hand did get broken. His face was, you know, he was cut up and busted up. So nothing happened that night to make me want to keep watching it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of was curious to see what, you know, I'm not saying high level, but a world class boxer, former world champion, with fair and the bare knuckle thing, but I'm still yet to be impressed with it though.
I'm kind of a growing fan of it. You know, I tell you, I watched some of the fights before, but I actually missed this one, and like that's a good way you put it because like me going into it, I don't go into it with the same energy, the exact same energy as I do like boxing. You know, because I already feel like these guys are in this sport with a different, I won't say a different heart, but in a way, a different approach and a different heart, you
Absolutely.
know, because they're coming in there to not box or box their way to a decision. They're coming in there to actually please the crowd, you know, and by please the crowd, I'm talking about knock somebody out, right. You know, because like these guys that come in there, they're coming there when they're like, if you was to go out back and see two drunk guys fight, you know, actually bare knuckle throwing down, you know, right. They're actually coming in there to fight. Even the women, you know, they're not in there like trying to set.
Oh, hold up. They got bare knuckle women too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. I can't even think of that champion. I know her name Beck Rollins, but I don't know the name of the organization right now. But yeah, she's a champion. And just going back and looking at her transition from UFC to, I always thought she was a good boxer. She would have went to regular boxing, but she went to bare knuckle. And, you know, when she's in there bare knuckling, it's almost like I'm seeing all these other skills she could be using, but she kind of ignores it, you know, because she's trying to go in there and take somebody's head off because that's the type of fighter she is. And like after the fight, I saw her hand and she was saying that motherfucker was broke. You know, she actually showed the knuckle swell. So I'm just like, I do see that, man, like that energy you talking about. Like every time I watch these fights, it's like they're going in there more so trying to hurt somebody. It's not really calculated, taking your way to a decision or you know, trying to counter. You know, it's good to know, but you're not really going in there like setting anything up methodically, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. And like one of my biggest things, and is like the damage. Like all these guys are busted up. I mean, anybody who fights it, you busted up, and how long can you do that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. How long can you take that type of damage? Because you actually see the damage level go up from as opposed to an MMA glove or even a boxing glove. And you know, there's some boxing matches go 12 rounds, a guy might not have a scratch on him. Some MMA fights that might go 5 rounds, a guy might not have it. This, you getting something.
You guarantee.
You getting something.
5 rounds, 3 rounds, you guarantee.
You lumped up, and it just like kind of concerns me. Like, I mean, I get it. These guys, I'm not discrediting. These guys are warriors. They tough, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How long can you do this? You know, these guys, is it just to make some money right now? I'm in a tight bond. I need some money. You know what I mean? But it can't be a longevity thing. Do you think?
I don't think so, because like just following like Beck Rollins, a UFC fighter, her career when she went to UFC and she had a string of losses, they cut her. She went to this Bareknuckle fight, and became a champion there. But the fights are more far in between, whereas like in the UFC they were fighting more consistently. But I don't know if the money was better in Bareknuckle, for she just wanted to find some way to make money, make ends meet.
Yeah.
Or it was just some tension or stress she needed released by fighting this type of fight,
all three of those could very well be, reasons or whatever.
Yeah, because following her, she signed to Bellator now, which the money got to be better.
Yeah.
You honestly have to feel like this ain't no longevity thing. This might just be a time where I just want to prove I have balls to do something, which I think it is sometimes. Like I thought it was, but now that they trying to make an organization out of it, it's kind of stomach churning when you think about it, because there's going to be a lot of guys going in there thinking they can make this a big career, but they go in there taking hella punishment,
Yeah. I'm definitely curious about the money. I haven't really heard any things about the paydays or what guys. I'm definitely curious about that, because what are you guys making to risk it all like this? I mean, they're risking a lot. I mean, even think the damage to your face, but the damage to your hands. I mean, if you breaking your hands, I mean,
how you gonna
make money? Yeah,
right.
So I'm saying it's I don't know really how to describe it. I'm not the biggest fan. I wish I wish that fight had been a little more, in my opinion, entertaining, because, well, I don't know, man. I mean, Paulie, he went in it with his strategy, figuring being a boxer. He wasn't a knockout artist as a boxer. You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't know how much you could really expect, but I mean, he went into this thing full steam ahead. You know what I mean? Slapping the guy. He was, you know what I mean?
Right. With those things I brought up before that on why some people do it. Before you just said that about why these bare knuckle guys do it. Why do you think Paulie was doing it? Because he damn sure got to know he ain't got the power to keep somebody off him. And like you said, he definitely didn't have the power to get guys respected in boxing. So why would he go into this sport? Was it money or was it balls?
Well, the guy Artem was trying to make it seem like Paulie was broke. You know what I'm saying? I watched a couple press conferences and he made a couple, comments like, you broke, that's why you come here. But it was kind of stupid for him to make that, because if I'm broke, you definitely broke. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but he did make that statement though. But what else could it be? I mean, Paulie. But I don't think he would be. I can't see him being broke though, I mean, commentating. I mean,
I don't see him, bro. Like, come on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a personality within himself. Like, he could have his own show.
He can have his own show. He can have a monster podcast.
Right.
If he wanted to.
Yeah, so it's like, it can't be the money thing. To me, it's the balls thing.
It's the balls.
Because
the Italian in him. It's that Italian in him, man. Because, like, there be some guys who can't punch their way out of a wet paper bag, so to speak. And they feel the need to keep stepping up, Yeah. Or starting fights and doing stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Like the Conor McGregor sparring footage, he's Artemis Connor's boy, and they got ties there, so he's like, I ain't gonna let nobody punk me. He's slapping him, spitting on him. So it's something in him that he feels like that's not enough. I gotta go in there and whoop him,
And then like another thought was that now that you bring that up, is people were saying like he thought that this would bring Conor out for a fight. And I'm thinking, why would you think that?
Why?
Conor just made $100 million fighting Floyd Mayweather. Why would he even think about Paul? I mean, he could go fight a lot of other top boxers right now because he's a star.
Exactly.
And they know they will make money fighting him before he will fight somebody like Paulie. So that theory I don't even really get.
I don't either, because it's like Conor first pro fight shared the ring with the best ever. You know what I mean? So why would he go all the way down to fight you? He would make more fight than Mikey Garcia.
That's what I'm saying. He could very well make those fights happen, because those guys stand to make money. They would hop on that. Any of them.
Right, but yours is just a one-way thing. Like, Conor step fight Paulie, he be like, get out of here.
And he got to realize that that's not even really a draw,
Yeah.
to be honest. You know what I mean? He's for Floyd Mayweather. Like you say, to go from Floyd Mayweather
to Paulie, somebody
no
else.
disrespect, but, it's I don't see a draw for that at all.
Yeah, especially when he could say, I sparred you, you're supposed to emulate Floyd, and you saw how that went. You know what I mean? So that just says it all. But, like, for somebody like Artem, who is in the UFC and doing this now, like, do you see any longevity for him, man? Like, or should he try to go back to something like Bellator or UFC, or just stay in this sport? Because, like, the damage he suffered too, even off of Paulie, like, it's just like
fight. Every fight. Is he a champion? Does he have a belt?
They say he was champion. Yeah, I have to look because, like I said, I don't keep up their rankings, but they were saying he's
a champion in the BKB.
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy like him, man, it's a little different. He wasn't a world champion. Nobody really knows him outside of the Conor McGregor connections. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had none of that stuff went down, people wouldn't really, the casual fan wouldn't really know him. It's a little different for him. He might say, "Hey, I don't have what it takes to make it in the UFC, but I got something over here." You know what I mean? I don't know, but like Paulie being who he was and his career, was a little different. Like, cause I kind of get it. Some of the guys, Chris Lieben, who left in the ambulance after the fight, it's so dangerous. But I get some of these guys who may have an itch they need to scratch, or just need some money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some of these Joe Riggs. You talking about guys who was in UFC 20, 30 years ago.
Right, right.
So I get those, but Paulie, we watching him commentating on Showtime, TV right now. It's just kind of surprising to see him in there.
Especially in that number one thing. I said he's a personality, and you're going in there in the number one sport that's gonna tear your face up. You're supposed to be this personality which you could sell and make more money off of, but you want to go in there and waste it away and bare knuckle boxing, something you never did before, and that could mess up. Who's gonna want to look at you with one eye looking,
because definitely, and
or they put that big gash.
Yeah, because he got a big gash, right here, whatever. It's a little puzzling, and I really don't know what Paulie expected to really get out of that. Besides, like you say, some points, some tough points.
Right, because he's after him, man. But
because I got to give him that, and to go in there and do it. It takes some heart. Being who he is.
Right.
Like I said, we're not talking about a guy who got 100 knockouts, a big punch. We're talking about a guy who just, he just go out there and do what he do. And
right, because you're talking about guys who got decent punching power in boxing, but wouldn't step in there, Yeah. But this dude, he, like we used to call him feather fisted, but he goes in there.
But Wilder would shut the game down.
He would shut the game down. Oh, man. He would kill it, man.
He would shut the game down.
Because what do we say? Most of the sweet science are going to be kind of out the door. He going to kick somebody. He would kill it, man.
I think it was a heavyweight fight that night. And if that's all they got to offer,
oh man!
Oh my God! He would shut the game down. I'm just throwing that out there. I know it ain't never happened. It just was a thought, though. But can you imagine that?
Yeah.
His bare knuckle. You see what it do with a glove on, an 8-ounce glove on. Oh
and we're talking about guys who aren't going to be backing up, coming straight for him.
Dude, that's scary.
That's
scary right there.
Yeah, man. That's why I say, like, it's a sport, of course, like bare knuckle boxing, boxing today evolved from that, but it's just something I kind of want to go back to and talk about again sometime, just like even we get some bare knuckle people on just to find out why.
It still falls under the umbrella, you know what
definitely,
I mean?
Definitely.
And just the lineage of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The lineage of it goes back to the beginning, you know what I mean? Tyson Fury, bare knuckle, I was just telling you, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Has bare knuckle blood in his family. So it's definitely a topic that it could be interesting.
Yeah,
now we making all the connections and seeing how it it is tied into the game. You know what I mean? So definitely.
Yeah, man. So definitely. Yeah, shout out to Paulie for, proving you got the balls, man.
Yeah, go out there and do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Artem too, man, because Artem, like I said, for him, he doing it so consistently, taking these beatings and giving the beatings, it takes a lot, man.
I mean, and even for him, I mean, going in there with a guy who specializes in hands, I mean, that was risky for him. Because had Paulie had a little more pop, he probably would have got knocked out. Ain't no question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I will say this too, because it's probably fascinating just to know how they throw certain things. Because I talked to a trainer one time, and I don't know if it's the same method for everybody, but you're just saying like on certain heavy bags, like there's the ones with the real hard sand in them. Like you push it, that thing is just like almost like as hard as this table.
Yeah.
He's like saying, "Oh, don't go full force to turn your uppercut right, or you could really break your hand."
Yeah.
So I'm sure in there it's like, when you hit that part of the skull, you better not hit it certain way because you can break your hand.
Man. Come on, the top. Where is it the hardest at? I think it's over
there. The top. Yeah.
Come on, man. You already know. Like you said, you're exactly right. If you don't hit the heavy bag or know what you're doing and know how to hit it right, you can break your hand.
Yeah.
It got to be the same thing with that.
Yeah.
It got to be kind of easy. Because say you go to throw a punch and the guy dips or slide, you know what I mean? And that's not what you intended to, but it lands right there.
Right, because you think about it, the glove is already designed a way where it protects the knuckles, and you have to make sure you turn the first two over, right? But like I said, you seen this girl, her hand, man, like everything was swollen because you can't perfectly connect it to. You always going to be connecting forward,
Right.
If you go in full force, so her hand was like just pink and like.
That's what I'm saying. And how long can a person even do something like this? You know what I mean? I know it's growing. I see it buzzing or whatever. Like I say, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's just, the practicality of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of actually like making something big out of it.
Yeah, how long can your body absorb this type of punishment that these fighters are taking? I mean, guaranteed broken bone. Their hospital bills are probably definitely more than the average. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a picture right there, both hands.
Oh
right there.
God! Yeah, come on, man. Is that worth it?
Yeah, because like even in regular boxing, your regular hand injury, you might make it through a fight, adapt the style, but your knuckles is all you got in bare knuckle.
And then both of them messed up. What do you do? What do you do? It hurt when you throw either hand. You know what I mean? And people got to think about that too, man. Because it's just a lot of things, even just in the fight game, not boxing, but the fight game. Just, I'm trying to think of, it's like a soccer player on the field with a broken foot.
Yeah.
That's what a fighter has to go through.
Yeah.
You got to use your feet. That's the only thing you can use. You have to move the ball downfield. You know what I'm saying? And that can't be a good fit. I don't think it's people who really go through that in soccer, but a boxer might have to. He could break his hand in the first round. It's two things: you could quit and be called a quitter and give up and deal with all that, or you could,
find some way to win,
push through it. You know what I'm saying?
Or use it still.
Yeah, I mean, we see fighters doing both. We see fighters quitting, and we see fighters throwing the punch and grimacing every time it lands. You know what I'm saying? From the pain of throwing this punch. But we've seen both sides of it. But it's just, man, I mean, it just seems super brutal to me. You know what I mean? I like violence. I like blood. But this just, I mean, when you start thinking about people going home to their families and, at the end of the day, everybody wants to retire and not be doing what they was doing at one time. You know what I'm saying? Man? When it's over, but I mean, what shape are you guys gonna retire?
Right, and
you know what I mean?
Going back to the money thing, like, is the money enough to take care of those injuries?
And think the plastic surgery you might need, all the extensive rods and pins and all this crazy stuff these guys go through to. The arthritis, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even you got all that stuff in your body, it's still arthritis. That don't fix everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And just looking back at UFC, you getting Paige Van Zandt, her arm being worked on. Did you see
she had to fillet it open?
Again, a couple weeks ago. Like, I'll be looking at that stuff just to see how the surgery be going. And like, this second time she's broke it too, so now you got the implant in there. Just thinking about that, so.
It's like you got a cyborg on, man.
Right, and it probably won't work the same. You know what I mean? Like, even you got that implant in there, it's probably gonna break you. Wouldn't be worth going back to. So, But
I seen that was a powerful shot. You know what I mean? It was a powerful shot to let people see what you got to go through. I mean, because she's a pretty girl. She don't have to be doing all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She didn't have to post a picture or something. People want to see her in a bikini. They don't want to see your arm filleted open.
Right.
It was a powerful image just to see that.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's willing to go through being a pretty girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, I saw that Sports Illustrated with her in it, man. Damn. I just say that, man. That swimsuit issue. I said, she got these supermodels beat for real. You know, that's just me, man.
She be representing. Ain't no question. But I'm saying, I mean, just with you saying that, she putting it all on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, you got them beat right now, but how much longer? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? That's true. The scary part about it.
You want to keep that, you know. Which I say, just like with Paulie, like, if you're a personality and you sell off a face, you might want to keep that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect her as a fighter, but there are some things, you know, like modeling, if you do enjoy that and that tends to make the most money, you might want to stick with that, you know?
Yeah. And it's a safer thing. It's healthier. You know what I mean? She's always posting with her boyfriend. I'm sure at some point they may want to start a family or maybe not. I don't know. But, you know, those things have to come into consideration. You know what I mean? You know, you young people right now, but you won't be young forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she definitely a tough chick, and ain't no question about it. She blows me away, some of the stuff I be seeing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
I mean, like, when she posts those pictures, some people would just like cringe off that. You would think like somebody like her would not be showing my arms.
But that's what I'm
open.
saying. Like, you know, she's some people consider her beautiful. So to see such a, I can't even, crazy image from somebody that, you know, you used to seeing in the bikini, you know, seeing it in a good way. It was captivating. I ain't gonna lie. I seen it. I had to stop and analyze. I'm like, yo, this chick is she's badass, ain't? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Badass, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. Because most people don't want to see you in their most
vulnerable points
like that. But hey, that's real, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, like if we could like get some bare knuckle people on, maybe. You know, even just talk about the history, go back, that'd be cool. Yeah, man.
I mean, and maybe get some information. I mean, you know, is the money there? You know, what's your goals in this? You know, I mean, how long do you plan to do this? There's a lot of questions that people want to know, Ant, because it's not new, but it's new. It's on new platforms now. You know what I'm saying, and being brought to a new audience now. But it's not a lot of answers out there. You know, it's not a lot of answers out there about the bare knuckle boxing.
No, there's not. Like, they've been having little pay-per-views. Like, they were in BKB, right? Paulie, right? Because
I think that wasn't BKB.
It might have been,
because it was on pay-per-view.
Okay, it was, because there's the other organization called BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and that's the one that's kind of been making big news, big waves. But outside of that, you really don't get the inside with them. You know, like. Why y'all doing it? It's just like there all the time.
I don't know how many outlets they have that, you know, interviewing you. You know, UFC, they have a million outlets to interested in the fight as boxing the same way. But, you know, I don't know who's really going after some of these guys now that is growing, you know.
Yeah. So,
it definitely seems like it's growing at. Yeah. You know, that's for sure.
Well, Jab Podcast is coined that, so... Y'all don't try to steal that.